Well, my friend, I am tell you, I am tell you. I don't even know what is that English. I'm glad to say I am back. We are back home, back from the tour, back from very important mission accomplished, and we are back. God bless you. Anybody who's got to anybody who travels for a a living, God bless you. How do you put up with this nonsense? Dear God Almighty, it is so horrid having to deal with these stupid people, just low rent. And whenever I see a goddamn mask, oh, look at this. Ron Cox says, I never travel. Can you imagine somebody saying that? Can you imagine somebody actually being proud of that? Thinking that in a world that you would say, oh, that's very good. You're very prone. I never travel. Good. I don't know what's worse, that or what I've seen. And when I see somebody wearing that goddamn mask, I lose it. I still can't lose it. Or I still can't. Anyway, at an airport, the airport we're coming back from at, we looked and there was this guy who was on, it looked like a Barca lounger with this woman massaging his feet. He had like a diaper on his head. He was like his eye. It was the most disgusting thing. It's like, what are you doing? What is this? And what is it? Where is it? When did women say, I'm going to wear these tight yoga pants, even though, and I'm sorry to say this, I've got an ass the size of a Buick? Where did this come from? Why are you doing this? Dear God. Listen, I don't want to body shame anybody, but seriously, if you've got some steatopygian, like a water buffalo, you're waddling around in these things like two kids fighting under a blanket. What is the purpose? And I also, what are slides? These grown men wearing slides with these little ankle leg. Go be a man, dress like a man. What's going on? And we went to this one particular part where all these hippy dippy types. Tattooing has lost. Tattooing has lost all reference. It. Have you ever seen these? And it's like a sentence. It's like, what is the point of this? A little thing in script. Be, you know, let God sort them out, or whatever the hell it is, or don't judge me. This oh my God. Then we were leaving, we're coming back. This woman who's this weirdo. Do you ever see these people who talk real loud? He goes, yeah, well, we landed. Figured that out, huh? She has to say something. I guess she's with a group or something. And she's one of these. Have you ever seen some women get to be in their, I don't know, in their 60s? They wear their real short hair and they have this weird color rinse that doesn't exist in nature, like a Tony look, And she just, so she tells Mrs. L, are you going to wait or no? As the plane landed, first of all, everybody's got to tap. I've landed. In the old days, remember when they clapped? Remember when we landed, they clapped. I don't know what the hell that was about. But when we were landed, this woman says, excuse me, are you going to get up or wait until everybody deplanes? I said, what? So Mrs. L she goes, I bet, no, excuse me? Or she got, oh, here we go. And I said, wait a minute, what? I said, first of all, we just landed. Nobody's moving because she can't wait to get off. She's got to get off right away. I got to get off. God damn it, I got to get off. I said, wait a minute. I said, well, she had to go to John. Oh, yeah. She says, I'm going to go pick up she's from Long Island. I'm going to get my dog. What about you? I'm picking up my bird. Picking up your bird? First of all, how long were you gone? Birds are pretty you don't have to, a bird? Yeah, she was on a flight. She was on her anyway. She was on this our flight. We left. So anyway, so I said, but if let's say we wanted to sit down and let people deplane, you could have just said, "Excuse me," and walk past us. Are you forever forbidden from crawling over us? I mean, what's the matter with people? Then they said apparently, I guess people are so goddamn fat. They said that people in sections, whatever it is, you have to check all your luggage because of the positioning and the weight. And oh my God, this is wild. So anyway, so then we fly into JFK and we thought, okay, we'll take, a car, a sap. Well, my God, we had to take we took, where is JFK? Jamaica, right? Right. We had to take basically an air train to Howard Beach to get a what? Anyway, this anyway, that's it. I'm back. I hate travel. I hate people. I hate people. I just and why is it when I see a mask I go crazy? And how come I've got 29 likes? What's the Do you forget how you have to like this thing? Seriously. This is the deal. We make a deal. We make an understanding. Okay? You don't want to donate or pay. Okay. Like it? Just like the goddamn thing? I mean, seriously, what is don't you know you've seen a million videos? Please like and subscribe. Come on. Get with the program. You know how this thing works. Well, anyway, we're here back. God damn, I'm so glad to be back. Oh, oh. And by the way, there's this great, I put this, somebody sent it to me and I copied it. I have this on my Twitter or tweet or X or whatever the hell you call it, but it's fantastic. And it says, I'm a social vegan. People who avoid meat, MEET, get it? People who avoid meat. I just don't like people. I swear to God. I'm misanthropic. Okay, fine, whatever it is. I just don't like people. I swear to God, I don't like. And I want to say, while we're on tonight's subject, what are we doing? What are the Republicans doing? I don't understand it. They just got their ass kicked in New York with this Zoran Mamdani, who about 5 million new people came in. The Republicans are so stupid. They're backwards. It's like, what are you? What are we talking about? And if I hear one more, I'm sorry. I know you're going to take this the wrong way, but how many times does Max Blumenthal or anybody keep talking about Israel? What do you want? Seriously, what do you want? Say it. Tell me. Everybody gets, well, it's genocide. Okay, it's genocide. What do you want? What do you want? Trump to say it? To cut off any military funding, APAC? What is it? Have you noticed how boring this has gotten? It's like, oh my God, it's this circle. Listen, I love Mearsheimer, love Napolitano, love these people. I can't watch this anymore. It's like I can't tell. And I said, what is this? This is today? This is from the past 2 or 3 months. Where are we going with this? Have you noticed this? What are we doing? Where are we going with this? I'm not trying to say, well, whether it's genocide or not. What do you want? What do you want me to do? Seriously, tell me. What? I don't understand. I don't understand anything. There is an entire level, I guess, of people who are involved in talking about this, but I don't understand. I don't know where we're going. What is happening? Even Candace Owens, your girl. Well, Charlie, I talked to Charlie regarding the Hampton. Are you still talking about Charlie? What are you, his girlfriend? What happened? What happened? Excuse me. Where did everybody go? Where did we go from the issues? Why are so many people talking about? And now Marjorie Taylor Greene. Okay, fine. What Trump should do, the best thing is don't say anything. You see, I have said this for the longest time, and nobody really seems to understand what I'm saying because because it's just, what's the point? Answer me a question. Everybody, answer me a question, okay? What would Marjorie Taylor Greene do if President Trump never said a word about her defection? Answer my question. What do you think? She turned on Trump or whatever it is. Okay, fine. First of all, who the is Marjorie Taylor Greene? I like her. She's okay. She's got a new boyfriend, because she's doing that thing and she's lifting her weights. Very good, very interesting. I like her style. What would she have done if Trump had said nothing? Listen to what I'm saying. What if she did this big defection and Trump never even cared about it? She would go crazy. She would go crazy. She wouldn't know what to do. She wouldn't know what to do. What do people think they're going to learn from this Epstein stuff? It's a joke. What do you think you're going to learn? Why are we wasting our time with this? Why do Republicans air their dirty laundry in public? Why? Anybody know this? Anybody know this? Anybody we say? Forget this America first. What does America first mean? Get out of Ukraine and Israel is at it. What about what do we have? 800 bases or what is it? Do we have 800 bases? You want to undo this? What are we talking about? What are we talking about? What are we where are we going? Where is the Republican Party? What's going on? We're going to lose the midterms, okay? Everybody now, by the way, is turning their back on this Mamdani. Nobody's leaving. Do you see this is terrible. The highest foreclosure rate is my hometown of Tampa because of all these people, because of hurricanes, everybody's going there. This is bullshit. And by the way, nobody's leaving New York. Nobody. Hudson Yards business district, they've got more business than you can imagine. It's bullshit. Everybody's going to leave. Oh, nobody's leaving. Nobody's leaving. Now, what I would have done is if I were going back to Marjorie Taylor Greene or anybody else for that matter, and I would have said, listen, I want to talk to the president. I want you to hear this from me. I'm not going to air my dirty laundry. I'm just going to keep it quiet. But I want to tell you, sir, I do not like what we're doing. Okay, fine. That's it. Thank you. Appreciate it. She loses his base. She doesn't pick up anybody by going on The View. Okay, you know what that's all about, right? I mean, she wants to be, somebody's making her an offer. Remember Elizabeth Hasselbeck? They've always tried to they have some watered down conservative type. Listen, I don't know what happened. I don't know when this got to this point, but we're not talking about anything that matters. We are talking about such bullshit. It's not even funny. I mean it. This is great. Marjorie Taylor Greene. Candace Owens. Tucker Carlson. What does this matter? These are commentators. And she at least is a member of Congress. What is she talking about? What are we doing? What? Democrats are saying, this is fantastic. We don't have to do anything. They're eating each other apart. What do we stand for? What do we stand for? Nobody knows. We are, not you, but the Republicans they don't know what they're talking about. They just yammer like little girls in a slam book. Like, we don't like this one. I don't like this one. You're gross. It's absolutely incredible to see what is happening at such a level. I mean it. I mean it. I mean it. I am telling you. I am telling you. Don't you worry about this? Don't you worry about this? Does anything, somebody writes, my comments are being deleted, except for that comment. Does anybody care about this stuff? What are you saying? Low hanging fruit? What are we talking? Anybody? No, you don't care because you're in the belief, you believe, most people believe that everything's fine. We'll go through this. We're going to lose the midterms and they're going to give somebody, I swear to God, this Mamdani and others, they're gonna set you up for like either an AOC or somebody. Watch what I'm saying. Watch what I'm saying. Republicans are so cocksure. They think we're so smart. We represent America. No, you don't. You don't represent America. You think you do. You live in this Ronald Reagan world about we're so superior. George Keane says, and the change of the administration position since the summer, Donald Trump doing or his advisors going with their own agendas that aren't pro DJT? I don't know. That's a great question. I don't know. I don't know what he's doing. I think the president's more interested in, adding on that wing to the White House or that walk of fame. Did you see the walk of fame? The walk of fame at the White House? The walk of fame? The president? What is this, like a Ponderosa? The walk of fame? America doesn't get it. It doesn't get it. I mean, I cannot believe what is going on. So far, watch what happens when you're going to get a brand new blast of people who are, you might consider to be, they're not classic prototypical, how do I say this, socialist. There's something different. Carla says, to belittle the loss of a man's wife and his right to find love again is despicable, uncalled for, and utterly unnecessary. To belittle the loss of a man's wife and his right to find love again. Who is that? I'm sorry, who is that? To belittle the loss of a man's wife and his right to find love again. I'm sorry, I feel so stupid. Who are we talking about? To belittle? I must be, maybe I'm just tired. Oh. The loss of a man's wife and his right. Somebody lost. Who are we talking about? Erica would be her husband. Trump trashed Massey for getting Massey. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I don't understand that one. Yeah. Yeah. This is You had me just think the oxygen deprivation or something. Why they get into things that are personal? This I have no idea. Yeah. Right. No, I don't understand, and I don't know why. There's a pettiness. There's a. Oh yeah, here we go. Yeah, here's Trump's dust up with Thomas Massey has taken a new turn thanks to chatter about Massey's wife remarrying about Massey's wife. Yeah, the media are circling this. Yeah. See, there's one thing. Let me see. There's one thing I will tell you. Remember what I'm telling you this. I know you know this. Never, ever, ever comment about anything about somebody's marriage or family. Okay? Never. You can sit yeah. One time, it's funny you say this. I'm going to this to find out what my latest, because I think I've been out of whack for a while by virtue of my virtue of this. Howdy. There we go. There's a howdy. There's a howdy with a question mark. How does Trump get away with attacking ships in international waters? I have no idea. Carla, 1,000% agree. Yeah, Massey. Um, I got to tell you something. You will, Massey. I like what he's trying to do. I appreciate people who show kind of an independence, but remember something: whenever you lose a party, you're never trusted. Remember that. Women, if ever you find a man who leaves his wife for you, remember this. You may think that's great, but he just told you that he'll cheat on his wife. But you'll say, "Oh no, that's me." No, he just told you. If something happens, he'll go the other way. And now I'm not trying to be morally vindictive or whatever it is, but when people leave political parties or they change or whatever it is, remember, nobody trusts you. It's just like a rat. It's just like in the world of the mob and the mafia. Nobody trusts a Sammy the Bull or whatever, because nobody trusts a rat. Nobody ever trusts a rat. That's the thing. I was going to say something else. There is something. Oh, here we go. Thomas Massey. This is from the Independent. Thomas Massey weighed in on Donald Trump's insulting statements about his marriage and his onslaught of abuse he's received from pro-Trump loyalists on social media on Sunday, as he vowed to keep fighting for release of the Jeffrey Epstein files. Trump's being a bully, Massey dismissively told. By the way, no man should ever use the word a bully. Use the word asshole or something, but nobody uses the word bully. That's children use that. Girls use that. You know what I'm saying? Don't do this. Here we go. President Donald Trump gloated over news that Thomas Massey has remarried after the death of his wife last year, which proved a step too far for some of the MAGA loyalists. The Kentucky representative announced on November the 3rd that he remarried last month following the sudden death of his wife of 31 years. Trump, who has been married 3 times, took a swipe at Massey and his new bride, Caroline Maffa, whom he met 10 years ago when she worked as a policy staffer for Rand Paul. Did Thomas Massey, sometimes referred to as Rand Paul Jr., because of the fact that he always votes against the Republican Party, get married already? Boy, that was quick. No wonder the polls have him at less than 8% chance of winning the election. No. Anyway, have a great life, Thomas. His wife will soon find out that she's stuck with a loser. I am shocked. Shocked. Trump was called out by some of his own MAGA faithful, including his former attorney, Jenna Ellis, who was among those who falsely claimed the 2020 election. Ellis called him political mudslinging. By the way, he just pardoned her, I believe. So anyway, this is the petulance that is beyond petulant. This goes to show you a nastiness that is beyond nasty. Never, ever question somebody about matters of love. One time there was somebody in the family, I forgot, especially older people, older people, especially whenever there's a death, sometimes they'll get married right away. And I never forget, somebody told me My grandmother told me regarding this other guy, he says, that's a sign of how good his marriage was before if he gets married that fast afterwards, especially if you're older. Because when you're older, they take care of you and it's caregiving and others. But you never know. You never know about affairs of the heart. You never know anything about this. You do not know this, and you can't figure it out. And by the way, don't ever look at somebody's marriage and say, how did those two get together? You never know anything. You never know. You don't know this weird combination of how people work together. It's fascinating. One of the greatest things in the world. I've never seen this, but I used to have it. You know that speed dating where you go to you go to some event or something and you just see somebody and you talk, hi, how are you? And you get up and you go. And you'll say, that one, not that one. That one, not that one, that one. And you're wondering, what are you responding to? And it's not a matter of blondes or, I mean, you may think you have parameters, perhaps, but you don't. You do not know what happens chemically on a plane that is difficult to even explain. That's why you cannot, Tinder or whatever, that's okay. But you have to meet somebody. You have to see them walk through space. You have to respond to someone. You have to. You cannot look at a picture. And even if you talk to somebody on the phone, you have to physically see them. And you have to find, you cannot jump the line of these things. And sometimes people have always found somebody in their life that they never thought on paper they would ever be attracted to. Love your show, Lionel. Assuming J.D. Vance takes a range 28, who would you like to see as his VP pick? Well, if anything, I would want somebody who completely dismantles the Republican Party. This fall on Fox, DJT Marriage Counselor in Chief, Fridays 8 p.m. Eastern. That's very funny. How can I've looked the other way, as have you. Sometimes Trump says stuff, it's just so mean, and you think that's not presidential. Say what you want about Obama. He was a hell of a lot classier. He did it. He was classy. Now, granted, his policies may have been awful, but there's something to be said for that. But let me just go back. If there's anybody who should not qualify or talk about marriage, I don't understand that. That is no good. That is no good. See, this is the part. How do I say this? This is the part where I don't have anybody else but Trump. There's nobody else that we had last time. After 4 years of this auto pen and the possibility of Kamala, I don't care how rude he is to Massey or anybody. He's better than anything as far as being the president. From a point of view of a human being, I would say this is despicable. This is despicable. How do you say something like this involving death of a spouse, young? Oh no, I don't know what's going on with that one. You know what? Sometimes I really don't know. You don't have to like everything president does. I swear to God. And I think one of the biggest stories of them all, believe it or not, is this ridiculous thing about the Epstein files. I'm going to tell you. And by the way, Carla, you the other way were very correct when you said the real story behind Epstein has nothing to do with this. This is a limited hangout. And I'm getting so tired of it. Enough with the Epstein files. What do you want the files to be? What files? Where do you think the files are? You think the FBI has the files? There's no files. You think so? Seriously, do you really think do you think there's Epstein? Do you think, quick, show of hands, who thinks there's a file, like there's a JFK file? It's like, hey, I found the gun, I found the magic bullet. Does anybody here really think there's any Epstein files? What do you think you're going to find in the Epstein files? Carla said, sad. Very sad. Sad. Everything is sad. But let me go back with this. What do you think you're going to find with the Epstein files? What do you think? Here's what you do. Release the goddamn files and let them tear each other apart. They won't go through it. Nobody cares. Gee, Larry Summers came up the other day. What happened with Larry Summers? Nothing. Think anybody cares about Larry Summers? Nobody cares about them. So what are you going to do? Seriously, let me ask you something. What if you found out that I don't know what, Bill Gates, Bill Clinton's out of his mind. He's so veg right now. He is arrebatado, gone. Seriously, tell me what you think. Let's assume you've got somebody where there's files that say that somebody picked the name, committed the dreaded R word for assault, which we can't use that word, against somebody who was whatever it was. What do you think is going to happen? George says, Pam B named Jay Clayton as the chief lawyer for Island Guy stuff, says the fix is on the investigation. Trump is going to destroy the Republican Party. I'll tell you what, JL, whatever, I agree with you. I don't think he knows what I don't think there is a Republican Party. I don't know. But going back to what I'm saying, what do you think? Seriously, what do you honestly, truly believe? Tell me, what do you think he is going to do, or you're going to do if you have these quote files? What do you think is going to happen? Tell me. What do you think is going to happen? Nothing. Nothing's going to happen. Yeah, but I got these. And then okay, let's say I represent somebody else. I don't know. I'm going to say, what are these files? Well, we got the file. What files? Well, there's this show that your client is such and such. Well, yeah, prove it. Who did it? Who did this? Well, we can't really say. What do you mean you can't say? Who did this? What exactly? What? Well, they said that he, the R word against this one. No, he didn't. Yes, he did. No, he didn't. Well, I got the file here. You wipe your ass with your files. What does this file mean? What is this, an indictment? No. What does this mean? I'll drive you crazy. Who came up with these files? What's the authentication of this? What's the provenance? What does this mean? I'm not trying to stick up for anybody, but I'm saying, what do you think what do you think these files are going to show you? Nothing. So let them loose. Tell them this is it. Remember how they were going to do the JFK files and then the UFO files and all these files? Carlos says, time to move on. Enough with the interviews and endless BS. Let's get back to real, tangible issues. I agree with you. What interviews are we talking about? Listen, remember this. I'm telling you, you have we're talking about AI and AGI is at levels that are now hitting global so fast beyond anything that can even be caught up. Nobody's even talking about that one. That's number one. When is the Ukrainian business finally over with? When is it over with? Any idea? Enough. While we're on this subject, you notice how, let me ask you something. Will Gavin Newsom be Bill Clinton 2.0? You put your money on Gavin Newsom. I was telling you this before 2020. You'll find Bondi is an Epstein courtesan. Oh, stop it. I told you, but thank you. It's kind of interesting. I told you about, I thought I would have bet that they were going to put Gavin Newsom instead of Kamala Harris. I thought for sure, because there's no way anybody, you put your money on him. People like the way he looks. People are, we just, New York, the biggest city in the nation, picked this guy. So what are they going to do against him? JL says, Ukraine war will be a 21-year war if left to Lindsey Graham. Oh, Lindsey Graham is the most despicable, horrid at how people, cable news shows, cable news hosts pay homage to this guy. This is the Republican Party? Let me go back to what's going on. People say he can't debate. Bullshit with debate. What does debate mean? What does debate mean? What does that mean? What does that even mean? What does that mean, debate? What? What difference does it make? The Ukrainian war, by the way, go back to that, was something that the military-industrial complex and NATO goaded Vladimir Putin into. You know it, I know it, we all know it. Enough with this nonsense. Enough with this stuff. You wanted this. You can't beat Russia. You can't. I don't know what you say, where did this come from? And they still haven't made or provided for Ukraine as a member of NATO. So all that's nonsense. Here's the bottom line. What do we tell new iterations? What do the cool kids think about? Let me tell you something. If Trump doesn't watch it, he's going to turn just a plate of shit over to J.D. Vance. What's J.D. Vance going to do? Is J.D. Vance going to be able to explain his connection with Peter Thiel? And by the way, you know who are the people behind Gavin Newsom? That's the Gettys. I don't know about the Gettys or Balthazar Getty and others. Those are the ones who are behind that. You think Kimberly Guilfoyle is going to spill the beans? Anybody, drop some dirt? George says, do you think DJT is being blackmailed? No. What do you think? Let me ask you something. Good question. Can Donald Trump be blackmailed? Yes or no? Quick question. Can Donald Trump be blackmailed? Can Donald Trump be blackmailed? Think about everything he's been through. Answer this. Donald Trump. Blackmail. What would this be? The 100th thing what? What are you going to do? You could have him involved in an execution and people would say, oh, for the love of God. People think this is like, what is this, dynasty or something? We're going to blackmail you. You're in a party run by Hillary Little Mustache Clinton. I don't know what that means, but look, stop this. My question is the same question I asked the other day. How do we recruit new people to the Republican Party? And I'm not a Republican because the Republican Party in this state in particular sucks. I don't know about the rest of the country. I don't know what they're doing. Who's in charge of it? Where is it? You had Charlie Kirk, who was doing a wonderful job with TP USA. The kiddos as targets. I don't know, just a theory. The kiddos as targets. You mean his children? By the way, don't speak very clearly in your comments so we can understand, to make sure specifically we know what we're talking about, especially with me because I've been traveling for a long time. No. Everything, first, blackmail doesn't work because they don't want to blackmail Trump. They want to destroy him. So they don't want to say, okay, listen, do things our way. What's he going to do? They want to destroy him. They don't want to work with them. They don't want to say, look, we could destroy you. We could make things bad for you, but instead, if you play along with us, I don't know anything about that. All I'm telling you is this. We have to start from scratch. But going back to what Carla said, this story about Massey, whatever, is disgusting. Don Jr., Eric, Ivanka. Yeah, I know. The only one, the one who was the sanest, I think, and the smartest, is Eric. Absolutely, positively. Ivanka just wants to paddleboard and she'll rock her abs or whatever the phrase is. She don't know. And as far as Jared, that is just one of the creepiest. Just don't you feel like ooh, when he said, if we can make wonderful oceanfront property out of Gaza, this is like out of Antietam, out of Gettysburg, out of, oh my God. So forget that for a moment. I don't know what, I have to see more of the polls. I don't know why the president goes out of his way in the case of other Massey and others to shoot himself in the foot. But the bottom line is simply this. Do you have young people? And do you feel that without Charlie Kirk, who was, I mean, listen, let's face it, he was okay, but for a young person, he was terrific. Get married, do this, be Christian. Okay. Do you think anybody could ever get near that? No. Do you think anybody could even find himself near that? No. Well, what do we do? What do we do? What do you tell your kids? Is JD Vance going to be able to do this? I don't know. Because remember something, I don't know what the left is doing, but you are going to see some of the most incredible cheating and the most incredible money. Because remember, there are people, we have a new, I don't know if it's socialism, Marxism, cultural Marxism. I don't know what the hell you want to call this, but let me just tell you something. Believe me when I say this, and listen to me carefully. Oh, yeah, this Nick Fuentes. This Nick Fuentes, by the way, is the biggest non-story of them all. Nick Fuentes says terrible things about Jews and blacks. Nobody went crazy. The left didn't. They didn't diss themselves from every purple-haired, barbell-studded nose, saying things about white people and everything else. What do you think about Susie Wiles, saboteur? Susie Wiles. This is the Ballard Group. We know this. Mike Adams was 100% correct. Listen to what Mike said and Alex. Remember Alex Jones. Go back to where it started from. You don't need this other stuff. If you want, remember, I don't care what Alex Jones says. I care what Alex Jones reports. Candace Owens thinks you care about what she says. Maybe you do. I don't. Tell me something that affects the world, not some little internecine battle you're having within. I don't even know what that's about. But that's something to be said. We need a really, really, really serious. We need the right people. Trump did it again. He hires the wrong people. He picks people that were on, cable news, or people that he thinks were hot, or people that he think could do pull-ups. And I don't understand what's going on. If there's somebody out there better than Trump, I don't know who he is. I don't know who he is. But my heart drops when he does this stuff. I don't understand it. It's like, why are you doing unforced errors? Be classy, be nice, be proud, be the guy that we make us proud. Say something, do something, the way you are. Just, you don't have to. It's not snide. You don't have, anyway, I've said enough. Does that make sense to you? Is that me or what? Does this make sense to me, to you? Does this make sense to you? God, I hope it does, because I got to tell you something. There's so much that's going on right now in the world. George says, speaking about Alex Jones, where is he after the lawsuit? Is he poor? Did friends bail him out? I don't know what he's doing with that. I do not know what he is doing. I don't know where that's going. And I don't know anything. I would hope, and I have no reason to believe this, but I would hope somebody like an Elon Musk would say, "Don't worry, Alex, we'll take care of it." Carla says he should be more like Melania. Or Carla, as Victor Davis says, Melania. You know, Melania Trump, say what you want about her. Let me tell you about her. Melania Trump's biggest problem, ready for this? She doesn't say enough. She doesn't involve herself enough. But when she does say something, when she does do something, there's never a ooh, 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 never. Has she ever said anything that's embarrassing? Has she ever said anything that was mean-spirited? No. Has she ever said anything? No. There's a classiness. There's a way. And Carla, you know this. If I want to destroy you, number one, anybody who has children, you know what's the worst form of child abuse? Child neglect. You know what it is? Indifference. Ignoring them. Indifference. How many people have said I worked all my life to get my father's approval, my mother's approval. They just ignored me. It's the worst thing in the world. If Donald Trump had ignored Marjorie Taylor Greene, it would have been the worst insult ever. Said, I'm sorry, I'm a little busy right now. Marjorie Taylor Greene. Oh, that's interesting. But oh, she's a fine woman, good friend of mine. Next, it's like you weren't even. That didn't bother you? Oh, listen, she's a great person. Why are you being so nice to her? Translation: she's harmless. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. This is the way you handle people? You make people sound like they're crazy. You make people sound like... I told you this a long time ago, and I've said this. Whenever you're dealing with somebody in business or whatever, somebody's telling you something that's really stupid, some idea they have. Oh, we heard one the other day that was so stupid. I'm not going to tell you the context, but it's somebody who just made a suggestion about something which is very, very trivial, but it was stupid. You know what I said? I said, interesting. And I walked off. It's indifference. It's indifference. I would want to be the president, by the way, who calls people up and says, listen, I'm not going to tell anybody I called you, and you don't have to either, but I just want you to know I'm so sorry about your loss, and I'm so sorry about this, and if there's anything I can do, my enemies, I would call my political enemies, absolutely, and it diffuses them. It throws them off. It's like, oh my God, he called me? What a nice guy. It's like saying, I'm not concerned with you. Is MAGA dead? Gone the Tea Party way? Okay, what is MAGA? Make America Great Again? What about MAFA? Make America First Again? You know who was also so just sold out? Bobby Kennedy. What is MAGA? What does it mean? What does it mean? Can anybody please tell me what is the definition of MAGA? MAGA, MAGA. What is it? What does it stand for? Give me a summary of what it means. The basics, the tenets, the rudiments. What precisely does it mean? I don't think anybody can answer the question. I'm not even sure I understand what the question is. In fact, that was going to be one of my newest little involvements with this. MAGA is the belief that America should serve its own citizens first again. It stands for Make America Great Again, for the rallying cry that says the country lost its way through globalism, weak borders, endless wars, blah, 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 blah. Okay. Does anybody follow this? Do you think anybody follows this? What does this mean? I asked somebody the other day, we were talking about something. And this is one of my favorite subjects. I think that, and I've said this before, and some people think I'm not sincere, but I'm very, very sincere. I respect people and their faith. I respect people and their faith, and I respect whatever their faith is, and I say, good for you, whatever that particular thing is. So anyway, I think I told you this, I'm a retired Catholic. I was raised Catholic. I was in the Catholic school. I know all about that. And I've got absolutely 100% respect for the Catholic faith, and many, many great teachers and priests and nuns. And I really, really, really say that. And I'm not saying it I'm not trying to be cute. I really mean it. So we heard somebody was saying something the other day of some friends or people that we knew wanted to raise their children Catholic. I said, well, that's very interesting. I said, what does Catholic mean? And invariably people will say, well, I was raised Catholic. Goes, yes, that's good. I appreciate that. But what does it mean? And nobody can answer the question. What makes somebody Catholic versus Protestant? What makes somebody what makes somebody this? And the question is, I don't know. George King says, MAGA, no wars, no dumb foreign aid, liberty. No wars? What are you talking about? MAGA never stood for the problem. MAGA is, well, in theory, let me give you this. Let me give you this theory. Let me give you this one. This is one that I've got where the hell is it? Okay, here we go. This is kind of a quick little speech. MAGA is the belief that America should serve its own citizens first again. It stands for Make America Great Again, the rallying cry. The rallying cry that says that the country lost its way through globalism, weak borders, endless wars, bloated agencies, and politicians who forgot who they work for. I think it's whom. MAGA is built on a few simple pillars: secure borders, energy independence, fair trade that protects American workers, a strong military used only when necessary, law and order that protects families, a government that is smaller, not larger, schools that teach children not ideology, free speech without censorship, pride in national identity, respect for faith and tradition. MAGA rejects the idea that America must apologize for its past. It rejects the ruling class that profits while ordinary people fall behind. It is a return to sovereignty, strength, and common sense. Makes sense, right? Does it make sense? Are we doing that? I mean, it's good to have a theory. It's good to have a theory, you know what I mean? But I mean, does this really I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I can't I don't know if this means anything, if anybody even talks about it anymore. I think everything's just a saying. I don't think it makes any difference now. I don't think it makes any difference. I don't think it makes any difference. I don't think it matters. I think it's just something that we say. It's just a phrase that we use. But at least it was something. Listen, at least there's MAGA. What is the Democratic position? Can you name it? They can't. Which Democratic position? You need two different things simultaneously. One is a strong policy. But you also need to have somebody who is working specifically against the Democrats, going after them intellectually, going after them ideologically. What are we going after? What are we trying to do with them? How do we fight against them? What is it that we do? What do we stand for? And I know people don't want to say this, but but it's a great question. And I don't know what we're talking about. But I also think, how does Lionel rate the cabinet? Best, worst, underrated? Oh, lousy. I'm sorry. I don't know what no. Wiles, Pete Hegseth, Pam Bondi, Kash Patel. Is his girlfriend still? Who stands out? Bessent is pretty good. Witkoff's been Witkoff has been surprising. Marco Rubio, a joke. Not even there. What's the point of this? Who stands out in your mind? Who stands out in your mind? Who is great? By the way, I need 600 likes. Come on, for God's sake. Look, I don't want to sit here and I don't want to always complain about, I don't like this one. Look, it's too late. We have what it is. This can be changed immediately. Don't waste our time with silliness. And I'm with Carla with this one. Don't be unpresidential. That's all. Don't be unpresidential. Be something that we're proud of. Be a man. Have class. Have something. JL says the cabinet are all kissing the wall and have dual citizenship. Well, I don't know if they all have dual citizenship. By the way, dual citizenship is something which I really have got a very, very serious problem with. How do you show loyalty? You know this. Whenever you find yourself in the position, I like Sean Duffy the best. He comes off mature. Comes off? What has he done? I mean, well, he's better than Pete Booty Giggity Giggity. I think during the shutdown, he was pretty good. But go back to what I'm saying. What is it that makes him really make us proud? Show the way, or something? I don't know. It may be too late. It may be too late. Is there anything that's really impressed you? I guess the tariffs are okay. I guess we've made tremendous moves in stopping border incursion, and I think, I don't know. Look, it is not my job. Oh, I was going to say, by the way, about dual citizenship. If you ever want to get a divorce, if you know that, you should never have one lawyer representing both people, because conflict of interest. Which one does a lawyer work for? You should have seen in the entertainment business how there were people on radio, on TV stations, where the agency represented both people who were competitors. How did you do that? George says, I don't have a great bench to work with, amigo. Oh, I'm with you. I would have done a little bit something. I still like, and I have liked, for Secretary of State, I love Mearsheimer. For Secretary of Defense, Douglas McGregor. Absolutely, positively, 100%. 100%. Remember, there are people who have different interests. And I'm not talking about the Israel. By the way, let me just say something about Israel and AIPAC. AIPAC, on its best day, couldn't compete with big tech. Nobody's talking about that. We are giving, I don't know how many billions of dollars to Israel. Okay, I got it. To kill Palestinians. Okay. We are selling our souls to big tech, who will destroy not only our children and our country, but humankind. How do you like those apples? Now, when I say that to people don't understand it. They don't understand it. They don't get it. I'm telling you, listen to what I'm saying. And listen very, very carefully to what I'm saying. I will still tell you this much, and I will say this right now. No matter how, and I think you agree with me, no matter how bad you think Trump is, or not bad, but what he's done, which is just sometimes so boneheaded and stupid, there's nobody else. There's nobody else I would have picked. There is no that absolutely sincerely. Get rid of this. Let me see what is it. Our good friend Carlos says, I haven't held a Brazilian passport in years, and I have no plans to renew it. I told my mother that if anything happens, I won't be able to return to Brazil, even for her farewell. You can't go. You can't go to visit. Look, I don't want to go into the details with that, but I don't have a great bench. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm going this. Do you think Tom Homan was taking bribes? I don't know. That story went away, by the way. But I'm curious, Carla, and I don't want to ask now because it's nobody's business, but does that mean you just can't go to? I mean, do you need a passport just to go visit? Um, you know, I don't know. Look, all I know is this, and I'm very